Former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Sunday said former President Trump has an evil charisma that shouldn't be underestimated as he once again vies for the GOP's presidential nomination. Democrats and sane Republicans underestimate Trump at their own peril because, in order for Trump not to win the nomination, there has to be a better alternative. That's how primaries work, right? Psaki, whatever you pronounce the lady's name, said at the roundtable for NBC's Meet the Press. So the question is, who's the alternative? Trump has some evil charisma that helps him win the nomination. The nomination process is long. What is going to happen here? And my view is people should not underestimate him, she added. Discussing Trump's possible competitors for the GOP nomination, Biden's press secretary said Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was either the savior or he's currently at his peak, and said former Vice President Mike Pence didn't exactly light the world on fire politically before he was selected by Donald Trump to be his running mate. Trump announced his 2024 bid just a week after November's midterms saw a number of his favorite candidates lose out to Democrats in key races, contributing to disappointing results for Republicans overall. The former president is now working to rally support for his third presidential run as some in the party move to distance themselves from him in this campaign. Pence, Trump's former right hand man, responded last month to a question about whether Trump should ever be president again by saying, "I think we'll have better choices in the future." DeSantis has largely shrugged off recent attacks by Trump, though he has repeatedly pointed to his dominating reelection when it contrasts to Republican disappointment elsewhere. At the end of the day, I would just tell people to go check out the scoreboard from last Tuesday, he said in a news conference a week after the election. So, I still just, this, her last name is impossible. I'm just gonna call her Jen, even if I don't like referring to politicians by their first names. Whatever. People that are involved with this stuff by their first names. Um, so I'll be the first one to admit I was part of a very large group of people that underestimated Trump when he ran in 2016, and through a combination of high name recognition, a unique campaigning style, the outsider status, he was able to defeat the other Republican candidates and also get a general election victory against Clinton. But I think what has happened in the aftermath of that occurring is that now people view him as having this indestructible plot armor, in the sense that if he does something that could be considered egregious, right, like the January 6th insurrection, there's still some segment of people who are so scared to be proven wrong that they convince themselves, oh yeah, Trump can still win a general election after, or the Republican nomination after losing a lot of support and polling at only 10 points ahead of a governor that nobody ever heard of a few years ago. Yeah. And I understand the mindset. Nobody likes being wrong. But the more that I think about this cycle, and the fact that you have DeSantis, again, polling only 10 points behind Trump, I really don't think, and again, it's very early on, so could I be wrong? Sure. But I just don't see Trump making it. Um, I think there's a chance of him winning the nomination, but I just can't see independents being on board with the insurrection. And when she talks about underestimating him, the only way I think he could probably get a general win would be if people just like low voter turnout. But even then, you look at the last election, you had the highest ever number of votes cast for two candidates of the major parties. So I don't know. It's like she talks about the evil charisma that helps him win a nomination, but that charisma is not going to erase or affect people who already don't like him. A lot of people forget this, but Trump and Clinton were both polled to be the to be the least popular major nominee candidates on election day out of any of the ones that were polled prior to that. So I really think he's got, well, this plot armor in a lot of people's minds where there's just nothing, there's no line he can cross, and you can always expect people or some segment of individuals to come and back him and be for him in some, just undying loyalty type of way. And I don't think most voters are like that. So we'll see if the evil charisma wins the nomination, but as things currently stand, I don't think so.